This is me, Slavic. Good to see everybody, and welcome the guests of my channel as well. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, my wonderful collective, let's do another reading for you, and let's take a look what the messages the universe have for you today. So, messages for you, my wonderful collective. Let's see. Messages for you. Current energy. Your current energy. What is hidden? What is hidden around you? What is hidden around you that you do not see? Well, what you do not see right now, there's a card of a coffin. Coffin. Coffin often represents the ending of some evil situation, some sort of dark situation. You most likely have been dealing with this situation for a very, very, very long time. It's a very difficult, very painful period in your life. What is this painful period that is coming to an end? What is this difficult period? Difficult period in regards with some sort of masculine. There's a card of a male, or maybe an individual that is a male that brought a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. See, there's a card of Two of Swords, some sort of, assault, threats, right? A person that is difficult person, a very difficult person, annoying, angry, aggressive. I kind of feel like this male over here either declare some sort of duet with you, right? Like he wanted to fight with you. There could be a matter of competition, but there's some sort of male here. Okay, male. Male situation with some sort of male is going to come to an end. Yeah, Joker, see? Joker. Dirty, dirty person. Played dirty games with your life. Sick person, perhaps. Ill. Some sort of ill joker, ill man. And once again, I do see that soon the universe will open up a different road. In other words, crossroad. Crossroad is a situation where whoever this sick person, whoever this sick man that have been harming you, he will go one way, you'll go the other. He's not going to be part of your life forever. He's not going to be on your path forever. He's not going to harass you forever. And that what is ending. And I know it's hard to believe because whoever this clown is, whoever this jokester, this clown that would not leave you alone, continuously harass you, you probably already kind of accepted the fact that there's this crazy individual that, did everything in his power to hurt you, Yes, he picked money. This individual is obsessed with money, abundance, right? Fighting with you over his own abundance. But he's a criminal. Because nobody playing these dirty jokes with somebody's life, if it's fairly. So whoever that pig, he truly is a pig. Truly a pig, maybe a cop. A pig. Pig, money, money. Fighting over money. He doesn't not want to lose money. So there's some sort of man, like I already said, that soon will disappear, completely disappear. So let's analyze and let's look more into depth about who is this individual that played these dirty jokes with you for the sake of money, for the sake of his own honor. He's a generally very ambitious person, but he's a criminal, a sick criminal. So let's see what your guides are going to deliver today through this message. Who is this man? Who is this male? Who is this person? Law enforcement officer. He's a corrupt law enforcement officer. Maybe some sort of informant. Maybe you know what? I kind of feel like whoever this corrupt pig, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna call him for what he is. He's a pig. A corrupt pig. Okay? He's a cop. He's a law enforcement officer. Works for for the government. Works for the police. Maybe performs informant duties. Now, what's so interesting about informants? That informants are often privileged. You understand what I mean? So in other words, when there is an informant involved in your matter, he can do whatever the hell he wants. He can say whatever he wants. For one legally recognizable fact, that informants' testimony, affidavits, reports, they're all classified. Informants are privileged on an aspect that no matter what they say about you, you will never know who he is. So he can say and blab whatever he wants. And whoever this corrupt pig is, he somehow was given an information, or he acted as an informant, and he lied about your mental state. You understand? He lied. He wasn't honest. He wasn't honest because he's a pig. He was out for money. Maybe he wanted a reward for his bullshit report. Maybe he was looking out for some sort of bullshit promotion. But that man who was exercising or was appointed by the government to be a law enforcement informant lied about your DSM-5 disorder. So he lied about your mental state. You see the picture of what is happening. You didn't know about it. You had no idea, because how could you know who's investigating you? How could you know a detective, an undercover, who acts as an informant, even watching you in the first place? You had no clue. You had no clue about this man. Zero. Nor have you ever had access to a falsified report he provided that was used against you. He's a liar. He's a pig that hides behind this privileged report that he provided at the course of his police employment. But an absolute liar. I see that he will be fired. Maybe he's already fired. He will be humiliated on the grounds of his stupidity, on the grounds of his bullshit and lies. And it's their own cops that are going to investigate him. I see the card of fired. Fired with disgrace. Humiliated. He will be humiliated by his own. The way he treated you and what he has actually did to you as a revenge. Because I kind of feel like whoever this pig is, he's seeking out revenge, right? So he will be fired, because there will be an evidence that other informants will bring forward in regards of this pig, that he stole your identity. He's a scammer. He scammed the system. He stole your identity. In other words, for some stupid reason, he fabricated everything. This is the part of identity theft. He stole your identity. He pretended to be you. And then whatever he has fabricated, he used it against you. So he's a scammer. He's a criminal. He's a criminal, and he will be held accountable for everything he has done. He's not going to hide forever with his so-called official appointments. He's not gonna hide forever. So why is this pig? I'm gonna call him as he is. I absolutely have no respect to corrupt law enforcement or any individuals that exercise their duty granted to them by the government that's supposed to do their job. You know, this pig's supposed to protect you from psychopaths like himself, but he failed. His job was to protect you, but instead, he took advantage of you. He felt really comfortable to lie, knowing that he can always hide behind his privilege reports and his privileged communication. If that's not a pig, I don't know who pig is. That's a pig. That's a scammer. A scammer. He committed scams. Why is this pig committed these scams? What was in it for him? What was in it for this pig? Clearly, we already seen the card money, so maybe he was useless in his job or incompetent in his job. Maybe he wanted a praise from his superiors and subordinates. There's definitely something he was looking out. But that's why this case is so dangerous, and that's most likely what you don't see, is the fact that those whom you trusted, that is the police, abused you. Let's take a look. What is this pig wanted? What did he want it for himself? He clearly did it for a reason. What is that reason? What was that reason? To set you up, to do all this? What was the reason that he behaved this way at the beginning? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? The soldier, look at this, the thief soldier. The thief, he had a dream. He had a dream, and I kind of feel like at one point in his career, right now I'm only analyzing law enforcement criminal here. That's not your ex, that's not, I'm not talking, unless your ex is a cop, then he would fit the category. So if you dated an ex-partner who was in the law enforcement or military, then that's the right guy. If you have not, then this is just an individual, it's a male, who simply kind of, at some point in his career, he felt like, stuck. The card of ring, it's the same thing, right? Same thing. Some sort of cycle in his career was ending. There's a card of a sickle and a card of the ring. Cycle was ending in his career. But he had a big dreams. See the card of the stars, soldier, thief. He had big dreams. Huge dreams of maybe abundance, wealth, maybe perhaps even a promotion. So you understand that it's a pig that simply stuck, and he knew something was ending in his life. Maybe his career was ending, maybe his contract was ending as an informant or whatever he was doing as a detective, or whoever whatever role he was doing at the time when he targeted you. He knew that this was temporary. And usually in law enforcement, they go by contracts. 2-year contract, 5-year contract, right? Never 10-year contract. So he knew that this is ending, and he's like, well, I need to find the key, right? Key. I need that key. I need to do something. It's a thief. I need a scammer. I need to do something. So I'm given opportunity to open another door. Another door that opens up my dream career. Career, see, star and a soldier, fighter, soldier or a cop. I want that key. Meaning promotion, contract, change of jobs, change of status. He wanted it. He wanted it. And that was the reason behind all his scams. That's why he accused you of something that you're not. So let's take a look. Yeah, he's quite a player, right? He played a dirty games throughout he thinks he's smart. He thinks that he can outsmart everybody. He can outsmart the system because he's part of that system. But that's until he targeted you. So he's quite a he played a dirty game. He really wanted it to attract that. So he's a thief. He stole. Something here was stolen. So what kind of key he wanted? What was his wish when he targeted you? What did he dream of? What did he dream of? Somebody advised him. See, again, a card of a woman. A woman told him. A woman told him to do that. There's someone behind him that advised him to do that. Okay, maybe this is woman in HR. Okay, like a representative. Maybe this woman works for the Crown's office because remember, government appoints cops. He's a city cop, maybe. Some sort of city cop, perhaps, or somebody. There's some female here. And I feel like this woman that manipulated him give him that idea. It's a woman here. She said, oh, I can make your wish come true. I can tell you what to do. If you listen to me, if you lie, if you deceive, I'll help you. You see, so it's a pair. It's a man and a woman. She given him this opportunity to reach for that goal that he was seeking. So what exactly he wanted? Oh no, it's a couple. See, it's a Two of Cups. Some sort of relationship with this woman he had. It's not. It's maybe professional relationship, but I'm more prone to say that there was more than just a business relationship. It was some sort of close relationship with this woman that he partnered up with or colluded with. Maybe a relationship intimate in nature, more than a professional relationship. Clarify Two of Cups. Again, Ten of Swords. Again, Two of Cups. See? Again, Two of Cups. To betray you, to backstab you, to backstab you, to do this to you, to end this with you. If this partner is, if this man, crazy man is your ex, then that's a psychopathic man. Psychopath. If you were ever in relationship with this man. Psychopath. But somehow this woman were able to orchestrate everything and put him in a place where she wanted him to be. Right? She wanted him. She wanted him to be in this place so he could continue lying and continue doing this harm to you. It was deception. It was a partnership. It was a collusion. Collusion was this woman for money, for opportunity, for chance. And the only thing he wanted is wealth. Right? Wealth. There he is, comes up, fire sign man. A male, overly aggressive ambition. Mine, everything is mine, right? Very impulsive man, impulsive, angry, aggressive. But if not the woman, he probably would have not done this to you. So there's somebody else colluded with him. Who is this woman? Who is this woman that manipulated this man? Because he looking at this pentacle. Yeah, see, there you go. Fire sign, fire sign. Maybe they're a couple. It's man and a woman. Maybe they're both fire signs. And like I said, for this couple that colluded together, that had this secret relationship with each other of some sort. Secret deal for money. They're like, wow, we can really make big out of this. It's a great chance. Perfect chance. All you have to do is lie. I'll back you up on it. I'll help you. I'll support you, she said. You just gotta lie. That's it. See, they're a pair. Both fire signs, a pair. A lying pair. A cunning pair. Look at this. Look at this. They're having a relationship together, seeing each other together, and then targeting you, right? Players, playing dirty games, scammers, liars. So the only thing they wanted is this opportunity, financial opportunity for them. That's money, really. They had big dreams and they thought that it could work for them. They still till this day a couple. They still working on this together. They still colluding together. They still making decisions together to continue harassing you, to continue harming you. Nothing here has changed, really. Nothing here. It's a money situation. Money. That's it. Money, opportunity, big, big opportunity. What was that opportunity by Ace of Pentacles? What did this woman promise him? She promised him something. The stars and the moon. What did this woman promise this man? Well, I see broken heart. Well, whatever was promised by this woman to this man only brought nothing but pain. Promises were empty. It did not come true. And if it did come true, whatever she was promising him, this whole moon and the stars and opportunities upon opportunities and this incredible abundance and contracts and jobs, it's short-lived. Whatever she promised did not actually come true because there is a broken heart between these two. Pain, delusions, la la land, right? She somehow absolutely had a full control over this man. And it's kind of interesting because they both fire signs, right? They both fire signs. They're both overly ambitious, very aggressive, very hot-headed. So it's kind of very interesting for me to see that this couple that colluded together to make money off you, to entrap you, to set you up in exchange for money and financial abundance, it's kind of very, very interesting. Very interesting to me because what I see here, that these two right now, they're suffering. They're in pain. This collusion between this couple brought them nothing but pain. They're not happy. And see, there's a card of illusions. In a La La Land, they build this sandcastle on that initial promise, and it didn't happen. And if it did happen, then it was illegal. And because it was illegal, they're still going to have to be held accountable for all this fraud and scam they pulled. Right? So yeah, I don't see whatever was promised here come true. It didn't. It absolutely didn't. What was the whole purpose to do this to you in the first place? They got nothing. What they imagined to get, they didn't got. And this is, like I said, what they imagined. They imagined this Ace of Pentacles. They imagined this 1 in a million chance to succeed, to be successful. And this is the sandcastle. It was words. It was their delusions. It was their fabricated La La Land. They lived in some sort of twisted La La world. It didn't come true. They only gained problems to themselves. Not limited to police involvement, because cops are involved now. They need to investigate. They need to know why and how your name was framed. Why were you framed? And cops quickly navigated to the fact that this was this crazy, sick man, narcissist. that simply colluded with this woman. So, can they get away from law enforcement after what they did to you? No, they can't. They can't. They can't and they won't. They're heartbroken. Why are they heartbroken? Why are they so heartbroken? Why are they in pain right now? Why are they crying? Lovers, right? Lovers. Look at them. Lovers. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. A power couple. They're like, we will be a power couple. There is no stopping us. Right? Lovers. Two lovers. Fools. They're like, oh, well, we'll start new beginning together. Forget about you. You can do whatever you want to you. You won't be held accountable for that, right? So this is their delusions once again, that they can harm you and get away with it. See, justice card here, justice card here. This couple looks like fools in court, and they will be humiliated. Of course they will be humiliated. Humiliated is a softly said, because I feel there's so many officers that literally ready to beat the shit out of this sick man and whoever this psychopathic woman is. Well, of course, nobody's going to harm the woman, but there's outrage by law enforcement. There's outrage at this pair. They're mad. They're angry. How could they do this to you? How could a normal human being treat another human being like you have been treated? That's not normal. The shit you've been through is beyond normal. So they will be humiliated. Absolutely, they will be humiliated. Yeah. Look at this family. There's two cards fell off. The family that saw they will start new life together, and they will be happy after what was done to you. Now, my next question in regards of this pair of so-called colluded couple that colluded, I know it's probably going to be impossible to try to figure it out, but my question is, why did this couple thought that they could treat you the way you have been treated? I understand they're privileged. I understand they thought maybe they're better than you. But I'm trying to see, why is this sick couple thought that they could treat you the way they have been treating you? Why? What given them that right to treat you the way you have been treated? Because you didn't deserve that. There's no question about it. So what made this pair treat you the way you have been treated? Money. First of all, money, 10 of Pentacles, right? Money. They have wealth. Money, right? Maybe you didn't have any money. So they could have discriminated against you on the fact that you were either poor or that you were disadvantaged, financially disadvantaged, right? It's kind of like privileged high class versus low class. And for some reason you were labeled as low class, right? Like no money. No money. So if you have no money, you have no connections, you have no status, and relevantly, you cannot protect yourself. The class differences. Money here. Money was pinpoint. The other aspect, something was ending in your life. 3 of Swords. You were going through a very terrible heartbreak. Very terrible ending with somebody. You suffered. Whether you were going at that time when this sick pair treated you the way you were treated, I see you were in a state of 3 of Swords. You were suffering. You were heartbroken. See, there is a death in 3 of Swords. Something ended. Most likely some sort of relationship ended. Romantic relationship with some Knight of Cups. A person that never really was your man or your partner. I see that you were in a temporary relationship with some player, most likely player, and that player could have been this man over here, this pig, money-hungry pig, narcissist. And you simply felt alone. You were soul searching. You were confused. You were simply confused because there's been so much. There was a heartache, emotional loss. You were betrayed, betrayed by somebody you trusted, and you ended up completely alone. There was no one to help you. You were alone. You had no money, clearly, and you were by the hermit completely alone. There was nobody around you to help you. You were alone. And they took advantage of that. They probably this woman probably the one that actually contribute to the fact that you were to be alone or somebody broke your heart. I'm not surprising that this sick woman is also participated to ending of your relationship at some point, because this pair needed you in a very disadvantaged position. So they could use that state in your life, and that would be your heartbreak, your solitude, your loneliness. Maybe you had grieving period. Of course, when relationship ending or whatever it is you've been going through, whether loss of job, loss of your family members like your mother, father, breakup with somebody whom you cared for, it's normal for every human being to feel depressed. It's normal to take some time to heal from a breakup, right? You're a human being. By this sick pair used your state of pain and labeled you as mentally insane. That's how they were able to build this profile. Even though at that time I see you were simply searching yourself, you were searching who you are, you wanted to heal, and you have a full right to heal. It's normal for every human being to have period of grief. And that grief is not interpreted as a mental illness. Grief or loss of a loved one who you truly cared for, being victim of violence, being victim of narcissistic abuse, it takes time for you to recover. But the reason why I call this pair a pig or pigs, because they took advantage of your pain. And they were happy with it. They were laughing, laughing. Well, who's laughing now? You are laughing now, and you will be laughing even more when these sickos will be humiliated. You were simply hurt. You had nothing, 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 and they made sure of that. This colluded sick pair made sure that you would be in this position before they make their move. So they planned it, you see? It was all planned, master plan. First, we're going to cut your financial resources. That will break your heart. Secondly, we're going to get involved in your personal affairs, in your personal relationship. Check. They were completed it. They removed some covered out of your life. Thirdly, you will be completely isolated, right? Isolated, like a lamb. Lamb without no protection, surrounded by these two wolves. Back then, you stand no chance to even stand up for yourself. There's so much was happening in your life. Accusation, lie, slander, because they're manics. They're like manics, right? They won't leave you alone. They would harass you and harass you and harass you until you were completely alone, unprotected. And then they made their move. And something here they pulled about your mental state. They took your state of pain and pushed it as a mental illness. But that was money for these two. Somehow. Maybe you were subjected to some military project. Shortcut lovers, see? The lovers that share that greed of wealth that was disguised as ambition. They're not ambitions. They're criminals that hid that greed as ambition. They're not ambition. They're pathetic. They're losers. Yeah, see? They're mentally incompetent lovers. They're crazy. They're not normal. Because to orchestrate everything and often you understand what I mean, right? They made you the way they wanted you to be. They got you fired from your job. They involved in your personal affairs and your relationship, so you feel alone, so you cry, so you go through grief. And then they said, oh, you're mentally unfit. You're mentally unfit. You're alone. You have no friends. Your boyfriend left you or your girlfriend left you. You got fired from your job. You must be mentally unfit. And that's where that game of these sickos began, of these two pigs. They took advantage of that. In other words, they framed you. They're orchestrated you to fit the profile that this sick woman wanted you to be at. And clear to me that whoever these so-called lovers that colluded together, they made a good job because clearly they succeeded. Something here they did. But the fact that they had an affair together, obsessed with money, did anybody remembers that? Because they will be exposed and humiliated for that. Yeah, see, gossip, lies were spread to influence perception or reputation of you. Reputation, slander, smear campaign. But yet they're the one that actually mentally ill and mentally sick and unfit. It's an unfit pair. But this is not you. There's a card of prosecutors, and elected officials. Maybe one is a prosecutor, and the other one could be an elected officials. It was definitely woman here is definitely, she's the one that did most of the job. Woman here did most of the job. 100%. So they created the image of you and used it against you. That's here what happened. Okay, all right. What else about this pair? The lovers. The lovers. Oh, what? Outdated. Something here that they currently trying to push through the system about you that is outdated. And this is to do with some sort of intimate relationship. Okay? So they're trying to use your intimate, maybe prior intimate relationship or something about intimate relationship or your personal relationship with some man against you. But legally it is classified. It is not related whatsoever. So all of this information is outdated. They have nothing. They have nothing against you. Nothing at all. And the only thing they have had, the only thing they have ever had against you was, I'll tell you what it was the moment of your suffering after a breakup and after the loss of your job. So they keep refiltering and pushing through this outdated news or expired news Something here, they keep circulating some bullshit that ended years ago. Years ago. I don't see you're heartbroken. I don't see that you're, in pain. I don't see that you have any financial problem. You most likely regain control of your life really quickly. So usually it takes on average between 6 months to a year to heal post breakup. So whatever they're talking and gossiping about you, that happened ages ago. It's not even applicable in your case anymore. So do you see they have nothing? They have nothing that they could use against you. So they keep talking about this old bullshit that they themselves orchestrated, and it's useless. Absolutely useless. Useless. New beginnings, divorce. Okay, this is mostly now about them. Even though the card of a promiscuous woman comes up, maybe this pair is a very promiscuous, like intimately promiscuous couple. What else are they trying to push against you? What are they yapping and blapping about you? What are they talking about you, this pair? What are they talking about you? Well, first of all, that you are a fighter. You're happy. First of all, you're stable. You have a solid movement ahead. This is the card of the ship, right? So they acknowledge the fact that who you were at the beginning when this pair started to abuse you, or when they find out that you were a victim of torture and abuse. So now they're different opinion of you, right? They see you as a very happy, very joyful person, very stable person, that you have a great horizons for yourself, meaning your life continues on through storms, through pains, through sufferings, through torture. You keep going. You see, you're like that boat going through a tornado, through a storm. Doesn't matter to you. And this is you, the fighter. See, you're a fighter. You don't care. You're ready for war. But you're not going to allow these sickos, these two pigs, money-hungry pigs, to ever again take advantage of your weaknesses. You're not ready for war. You're armored. You're like, bring it on, bastards. Let's see what you got. You see, so they know that. They know that. And that's put them in a very bad position, which is the card of a dead end. They hit the dead end here with you. They hit a dead end. There's no way out anymore. You cornered them, right? They push against the wall. There's nothing left for them but to jump down into that pit of their own bullshit that they did it for themselves. So you cornered your enemies 100%. You did. I don't know what you did, but when they knew you back then, okay, when they were laughing that you were dumped, when they were laughing with the fact that you lost your job, and they feeling good, right? Because they did it to you. Not no more. They can't touch you. You're so stable by the card of anchor. Anchor meaning you go at your own speed, and there's absolutely nothing that could stop you. Nothing. And they hit the dead end. They know. They know they're cornered. They already cornered. You're not the same person. And they expending money. They overspend money right now. They're like, we need to do this. We need to stop you, they say. I don't care how much money I spent, but we need to make sure you stopped. They overspend money right now because they want to get out from that corner. They overspend money. What do they overspend money on? To burden your life, because they want to stop you. To burden your life To once again, there's a lot of jealousy on your job, on your career. So clearly you're doing better than these colluded sickos. You're doing well, actually. You're doing more than well. I also see there's a lot of jealousy. Right now, this couple, for some reason, because remember, they're narcissists. The reason why they treated you the way they were treated you, because there was a judgment on your standard of living. And I want you to remember that because it's an important information. They belittled you because you were poor. You were poor, and they made fun of you. Tee hee ha ha, the sicko said. You're nobody, right? For narcissists, the only thing that is important in life is money. These two are narcissists to a T, both alike of each other. So I do see that they right now, this pair of psychopaths, overspends money to burden your source of income. They wish you would have no job. If your job consists of online business, they overspend money for somebody to prevent you earning to your max capabilities. So it goes online hacking, cyber stalking, hacking your business account, your online account. This is if you have a business job. So once again, doing what? Smearing your reputation, reporting you to like business bureau. If you're a YouTuber, they're targeting your YouTube account, because I know some of my viewers are in fact content creators. So there is a jealousy right now on your income. The fact that you may not make a lot of money, okay? I'm not saying you make a $10,000 or $5,000 a month. Even if you make $1,000 a month, according to this sick pair, you should have zero. They don't want you to have any money. Because if you have money, it means you're doing well, you're independent, and you're better than them. And they don't like that. They want you, they what they're trying to do right now is to put you back in that position that you were. That you were. This is the position you were when they abused you. Alone, withdrawn, in solitude, in a position of loss. So you lose your way. So you feel pain. So you feel deception. So you feel like you're no good for nobody. So you feel depressed and sad. You understand? And they're doing everything to put you back in this position that they put you before they chose to abuse you. But you're not ever going to be in this position. And according to this sick pair that colluded together, so-called lovers, ambitious lovers, they doing exactly it. They overspending money to burden you. This is the card of overspending money to burden you. This is the card of a burden. So they can bring burdens in your life. You understand? And jealousy on your job. How dare you to work hard? As long as you work on yourself, and I see you're like a busy bee, day and night, right? You're working on yourself. You may be going to the gym. You picking up some classes, art classes, dancing classes, right? You socializing. You go out on dates. Oh, that's it. That's it. Now you care for yourself. Now you don't appear crazy maniac. Now they cannot bullshit about you or slander you because you love yourself. You invest in yourself. There's jealousy of everything that you do in life that is productive. So, how to piss this sick narcissist up is to be productive. Do everything. Join classes, painting classes. Join dancing. I don't know, Zumba, Kumba, Lumba, whatever dancing. Go for it. Um, if you wanted to join cooking class, go for it. You want to get some part-time job, volunteer job, go for it. You want to go on a date, go on the dates. Because that way, they cannot prove the fact that you're a maniac, that you're alone, that you're in pain, that because your depression at the time when somebody backstab you, you could have dealt with a very three painful situations. There could have been custody battles with your ex, set up by some other ex who lied on you, and being dumped by somebody you truly love. There's some very three painful situation that you were dealing with at the time when these two sickos abused you and called you mentally insane. So they're jealous. They're trying to bring you back where you come from at the beginning, which you're not gonna allow that to happen. You're not gonna let this happen. So they can go screw themselves. They can overspend every single penny for what you care. Let them be broke. Let them taste their own medicine. Loophole abuse. Yeah, looking for loopholes. Loopholes. Because I don't want to go to prison for what they did. Yeah. Coercive control. They wanted whoever this man is, because at the beginning there was this man, maybe a water sign male. He finds the way how to control you. He wanted to control you, right? It's a crazy people. Crazy people. And like, keep in mind, the messing with your stability here, with your job, with your productivity. Because they want to burden you. They want to artificially create the same scenario that worked before. But I don't see it'll work. I don't see it will work. So if they were, let's say, able to recreate the same scenario that they have created at the beginning when they called you mentally insane and frame you, what would have they gotten? 10 of Wands. Nothing. Honestly, nothing. Just problems. More problems on top of problems. They would have got nothing from it. So I don't understand. Everything that they're doing right now is only causing them problems and stagnation. It's a waste of time. Waste of time, right? Burdens. Burdens. Only burdens. Only problems. More problems with the law. More problems with the law enforcement. But see, they wanted this wish fulfillment. They're fighting for it. They want it. So they don't care if it's causing them more problems. They kind of, in a way, don't even care that they overspend money. See, again, they want their wish. They want their wish. See? Very overly optimistic, right? Overly optimistic. Yeah, see? Again, aggression. They wanted the woman here. The woman here and a man. Woman maybe could be older. She doesn't have to be. She wears the pants. And once again, there's this water sign masculine comes up here. Immature. Shifty. He lacks emotional intelligence. And there's the aggression. And there's a fire sign. She could be a fire sign. She doesn't have to be. She's usually very dramatic, aggressive, deceitful, lying, wishy-washy, and aggression, right? They're mad. They're mad because they really want They really want to end everything in your life. Everything. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy your kindness, your compassion, because you come up as a Queen of Cups, your creativity. They want you to be angry. They want you to be bitter. They want you to make stupid mistakes. They want you to cry. They want you to suffer. They want you to be like this, but you're like this. But they want you to be like this. See, they want you to be moody, insecure, withdrawn from society, neglectful, codependent, emotional. So you act crazy. They want you to be, because remember they they thought you're gonna be in this position of loneliness forever. So they could forever continue on slandering your name, calling you crazy, calling you mentally unfit. They really thought that they have a right to change your character, but they don't. They don't have that authority. Only God can do that. So as long as you keep going, the end will come soon. This is time for your victory and time for this pair end. Heavy ending. Ending that they, if they're smart enough, they could most surely foreseen by now. Ending is imprisonment. So be calm. Be calm. Be receptive. Be a good-natured person. Be kind. Be compassionate. Do not let your emotions to be taken advantage of. No matter what you're going through, even if you go through hell, you keep it together. You keep it together. Listen to your intuition. Water, intuition, right? Be flexible like water. Adjust. There's 2 against 1 plus more, because these sickos paying some creepos to harass you. Some idiots. They're the one that aggressive. They're the one that acting crazy. You don't behave that way. Something needs to end, right? Tower is not easy moment. You're looking right at it. Let this pair to be completely broken. They're already broken. They're already hit a dead end. They're on the verge of end. While you remain calm, because you've done nothing wrong. They've done wrong. You didn't. So therefore, you have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. Continue being beautiful you. Continue investing in yourself. These psychopaths, they just simply don't want to go to prison. What are these psychopaths are afraid of? Because they clearly do not leave you alone. What are they so afraid of? What are these 2 lovers so afraid of? Well, first of all, there was an abuse of power. Authority was used to control you for their own personal gain, right? So they're afraid that authority will get involved and punish these people criminally. There was an abuse of power. Someone here abused their power. Maybe this pig and this woman, maybe she's a prosecutor or whoever she is, whoever this man was in this relationship with. They abused the system against you. They're also afraid that their revenge is also will be revealed, and it's already revealed. The fact that everything they did for themselves was nothing but the only issue was money, promotion, level up their income. I keep shoveling and the water sign comes up. Somebody here is a water sign. Maybe a male is a water sign. Male who is a water sign here. This pig over here wanted promotion. So in other words, they're afraid of authority. Again, abuse of authority. Despair misuse of an official position to obtain an unlawful benefit or to harm another party. That is you. They abused you for promotion. Water sign did. For money. So that's a serious consequences. Um, and why? Because there's a legal investigation. There's undercover investigation. There's cyber investigation. They're under investigation. Everybody knew you're not crazy. Everybody knows that. So they have to yet to answer for all of these fake reports that they did about you. This is not the end. This is the end for them. They're definitely done. For everything in this life, there's a time comes where you have to answer for everything you did. Sooner or later. What else for you? There's a change for you, matter of fact. For you, I see that your income will increase. There is a change in your finances. See, tailor and labor. Hard work. Your hard work will pay out. You could have worked hard and never get anything back. Why? Because these thieves paid money for somebody to intercept it. You understand what I mean? They specifically, most likely, hired some psychopathic hackers to interfere with your income. Maybe every time you try to get a job, they slandered you. Right? They're psychopaths. But I do see that in the near future for you, this is another thing what you don't see, is there will be a change in your job, in your income. You should pull more money in. It's a wealth, sudden wealth. You suddenly will become wealthy, very rich. So you see your enemy goes to being broke asses because they did this to you for the sake of their own money and their own abundance. And you will become rich, wealthy. Wealthy. There's a wealth in your chart. There's money for you. Clarify the card of wealth. Clarify the card of wealth. Yeah, of course, competitions. It's good. They're still competing with you. Fighting over money. But you know what? At the end of the day, Hierophant here comes up. Hierophant. It's pretty much the universe here comes up. Because you don't know what they're doing to you. You know, usually when you have an enemy, you know your enemy, and it's an open conflict. You have a problem with me. I have a problem with you. All right, I know who you are. I know where you live. I know what you said. I know what you did. No. These cowards are harming you, so you don't know. Because they're pigs. They're cowards. They're scared. They're scared to reveal their true face and say what they feel to you to your face. And that's a coward. So because this war that has been happening in your life with this so-called sick perverted lovers, they fight in you when your eyes are closed. And every time when this situation happens to a human being like yourself, who is very generous, very kind, I already seen who you are by the Queen of Cups, water energy, you're very sweet, you're very generous, you're a very loving person, you're always there to help people. Universe protecting you. God is here protecting you. That's what the Hierophant is. I got you, God says. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't fight this battle alone. I'm with you. And if God is with you, do you think this piece of shit have a chance to do anything to you without consequences? They will pay for everything they have ever done. Everything. Everything at once. These sickos will not get away with what they did to you. They have no God. They're ungodly. God is not there protecting them. Satan's not there protecting them either, because Satan listens to what God says. He is God after all. He rules all that is seen and unseen. You have to understand that Satan does not go against God, who is his creator. And now, in your case, because of what these two sick pigs did, it is the universe involved here now. It is the powers beyond human understanding that are now involved, including federal government. Even international government are now watching these two pigs. Hierophant means power, government. If these two clowns from a, let's say, city or a state or a provincial government, now there's a international government that is investigating torture against humanity, abuse of a human being. So they're done. As far as I consider, these two pigs are done 100%. Anything that they do to you at this point will be used against them in a court of law. They're not going to avoid imprisonment under any circumstances. Since the God in the universe has a final say, let's see the message from God himself to you. Page of Feathers. The Moon. Jacob's Dream. And lastly, the card of Strings. So first message is a Jacob's Dream at Bethel. And the second one is a strings card. Daniel in the lion's den. Okay? And I feel like this is you. This is what I'm more closely related of your position. This is you. You have been thrown into this pit of lion's den by these two sick pigs. They thought you'll be dead. You see, they thought you're done. There's no way you're getting out, was what they put you under. They could have put you under military torture or some experiment. No human being ever came out alive from that den. Right? But there's you. It's a miracle. And in fact, your survival is a miracle. So you have to understand that you're not alone going through this battle with these sociopathic people. No one harms you. Whatever they've done to you only benefited you. And of course, you're stronger. You're stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. You have absolutely nothing to fear about. Nothing to fear about. See? 7 of swords. 7 of feathers, it's a sword. Right? Swords. Moon. Through lies, they throw you into the pit of the lion's den. They never thought you'd make it out. But you did. You sure did. So this is what I have to say to you, my wonderful collective. And in conclusion, 2 of candles. This is choices for you. Choices, right? Choices. Everybody here made their choice. You made your choice. These enemies of yours made their choice. 2 of Wands. Choices. Everything will be well for you, my wonderful collective. That pit they throw you under, They themselves, they will be responsible for that. For you, is for your own benefit. You will be rewarded for that. And relevantly, they will be punished. Okay, my wonderful collective, this was the reading for you. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I guess I will see you soon. Stay strong, guys. Bye.